Hey, Walt, what can you tell us about your car?
So what we have is a 1967 Austin Cooper S. These cars were introduced to the market in 1959 in England, designed by an engineer named Alec Izagonis. So it has some very forward-thinking features. Because it's front drive, there's no tunnel on the inside of the car. And it also had a very unique suspension. There are no springs. In lieu of springs, it actually had something called rubber cones. It goes in horizontally, and the rubber cushion actually provides the spring action. Now the car has shocks, but no springs. Therefore, it handles extraordinarily well, although it's very firm. This is a Mark I, which was made from 1959 to 1967. This being a 67, it's the last year that the cars could be imported to the US, mostly because of bumper height and crash standards. Distinguishing features of the Mark Is are sliding windows, not roll them up, 10-inch rims. This being an S, it has the largest engine, which we will look at. Twin SU carbs. It also has power front disc brakes. I know, all standard. And it has split 5-gallon tanks. I happen to have a Monza fuel filler caps on. But they are piped together, so they drain down simultaneously. You can look at them here. Split fives.
Well, those are the fuel tanks.
Yes. So it's an S, which would have been the highest spec. Largest engine, which is the 1275cc. It has twin SU 1.25" or HS2 carburetors. SU stands for Skinner's Union. It also has a brake servo or a power booster for the front discs. You can notice that the radiator is mounted sideways because of space considerations, and it actually pushes the air out of the engine compartment through a grid on the inner wheel well. The designer incorporated to mount a transverse 4-cylinder is he put the gearbox in the sump. Kind of think of like a universal Japanese motorcycle. So the gears are down below where the oil pan would normally be. And they share the same oil.
The gearbox and the engine.
Yeah. And it runs on thick. I use AMSOIL 2050. Just because it's high quality. Factory rated at 76 horsepower. The car weighs 1,450 pounds. Because it's torquey, I tell people it performs about the same as an older Evo engine Harley bagger, which would have weighed 700 pounds and had, 35, maybe 40 horsepower.
Yeah.
I purchased the car 11 years ago out of a private collection where it had sat for a number of years. Other than detailing and replacing components over the years, just due to age and deterioration, being rubber, seals, whatever, it is original. The color scheme is Old English white, which was very popular. Arguably tartan red and Old English white were the two most common colors. The interior would have been considered a higher end option in a very common red, gray, gold color scheme. This one actually has high back seats, which are adjustable, which would have been, you know, a optional feature. It has a Rokee, spelled R-O-K-E-E, wood dash, probably dealer installed. And it also has a Moto-Lita wood rim steering wheel. Pop out rear windows, vinyl roof, which slides back accordion style. Little pop-up windscreen. Now, a lot of things about it, like period correct options as opposed to maybe factory. The rims, for example, are made by a company that doesn't exist anymore called Carmona. They're mini light replicas, but they're made in Italy, and they were distributed by Carmona in the West Midlands of England. I think they went out of business in the early 1990s. But, you know, being Italian, cast aluminum, they're probably as good or better than anything, you know, made in England.
You know, if this was a British car, you'd think the steering wheel would be on the right-hand side.
Yeah, good observation. Because the cars were sold worldwide throughout Europe, as well as the US market, they actually came from the factory where there were plugs or cutouts in the firewall where the location of the steering wheel could easily be switched from right side to left side. Steering racks had to be changed out, as well as the location of the brake and clutch master cylinders. You know, this one's in Austin, but in Italy they were called innocente, which in Italian I think translates to simple and pure. So what does the Italian-made Mini say to the magistrate in England when it gets arrested?
I do not know.
Do not find me, I'm an innocente.
Well, I was always told these have a lot of legroom, and they do, don't they?
Yes. Actually, with no hump, it can fit 4 normal-sized adults. You know, I think I told you I have a modern BMW Mini, and this car has more room in the back seat than that car does.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. But you know, oil pressure is good. Car has 37,000 original miles. Now I'm going to try to accelerate a little bit. Just kind of show you how peppy this little thing is. Maybe as many as 15 or 20 Minis racing mid-60s, like 65, 66 Mustangs in both England and Australia. And they're kind of entertaining because the Minis actually catch up and pass the Mustangs in the twisty backstretch area of a racetrack. And the Mustangs roar by on the main straight. So it's kind of a cat and mouse affair.
Yeah.
Entertaining. Taking the Queen out for a spin.